Among the many stories making headlines today in the country is the story that involves the Majority Leader of Parliament, that is Honorable Kimani Ichugwah, and his altercation with the current Governor of Trans Nzoia County, Governor George Natembeya. Natembeya went ahead today to accuse the government of abduction and called upon President William Ruto to order the release of the abducted young men that were abducted for criticizing President William Ruto and also sharing images that were not pleasing of the President of the Republic of Kenya. Now, apart from this, something else that Bwana Kimani Ichugwah went ahead to allege or to call out George Natembeya. He referred to Natembeya that he, together with the former impeached Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, are the masterminds behind the abductions that are currently ongoing in the country. And he also called upon the former regime of President William Ruto, exposing the former regime, claiming that the regime that was led by Uhuru Kenyatta under the watch of George Natembeya as the Rift Valley regional police commander went ahead to be involved in abductions of over 100 Kenyans that were killed and their bodies were dumped in different parts of the country, mostly at River. Now, back to the story. President William Ruto has been brought into this saga, where the former President Uhuru Kenyatta has been brought into this saga. But President Uhuru Kenyatta, he himself hasn't spoken or addressed the issue of abductions in the country in any way. But through his people and through his Secretary General of his party, Jubilee Party, Jeremiah Kioni, has gone ahead to speak about this. The Jubilee Secretary General Jeremiah Kioni always speaks in place of his boss, former President Uhuru Kenyatta. After today's altercation brought up a case against the former regime of President Uhuru Kenyatta by Ruto's ally and Majority Leader Kimani Ichugwah, while responding to Trans Nzoia Governor George Natembeya and also former Rift Valley Regional Police Commander, where Ichugwah accused Natembeya for leading the abductions and killings of over 100 Kenyans, also pointed out that Natembeya and Gachagua are the main masterminds of the current wave of abductions in the country. Before Jeremiah Kioni called out Gachagua for making the false before today, Jeremiah Kioni had also called out Rigathi Gachagua for making false allegations against Ruto's regime without any supporting evidence that would prove that the government was the one that was abducting its citizens. But I want to read a statement by one Jeremiah Kioni that has really caught my attention today, and also looking at his yesterday's remarks, you will currently come into agreement that Jeremiah Kioni seems to be shifting signs day in, day out. Jeremiah Kioni about 5 hours ago said, "Who truly is in charge?" Today's outburst in Bungoma failed to answer the critical question: who is behind the abductions? And where are the missing young people? The utterances only deepen the mystery. Something is gravely amiss. There is far more than what meets the eye. The truth must come out. That's what Jeremiah Kioni said. Now, apart from what he said today, I want to read a statement that Jeremiah Kioni published yesterday. The other day, which was on 2nd of January 2025. And he said this: Rigathi Gachagua must stop trivializing the grave issue of abductions in the country. His statements about revealing those involved without following through with the actionable disclosures are both irresponsible and a slap in the face to the families suffering from these tragedies. This is not a game nor a platform for empty rhetoric. Either he provide the nation with concrete information or refrain from making misleading statements. The nation deserves decisive leadership, not theatrics. Lives are at stake, and this matter demands the utmost seriousness. Playing politics with such a sensitive issue is unacceptable and a betrayal of public trust. Now, Jeremiah Kioni pointed out that Rigathi Gachagua is taking the issue of abduction as an issue to benefit himself in terms of politics and in terms of attacking the government, yet he does not have any proof that the government is being involved in this. When Jeremiah Kioni speaks, I have said that he speaks on behalf of his boss, the former president of the Republic of Kenya, President Uhuru Kenyatta, knowing that President Uhuru Kenyatta was a man is a man that is currently in bed with President William Ruto's regime after the broad-based government where President William Ruto met with Uhuru Kenyatta, and both of them went ahead to have an agreement that led to William Ruto bringing in Uhuru Kenyatta's former government officials to work with him under this regime. Now, why should it be that when the issue of abduction comes in, they try to change the whole issue and fingers are being pointed at Gachagua as a man that made false allegations or cooked up stories that he did not have any supporting evidence to prove that really the government is involved in this? Does it mean that the former president, together with his team, believes that Rigathi Gachagua is the man that has masterminded this whole issue and is trying to paint the government black? But truth be told, when you look at this, you will see the footprints of the government of the Republic of Kenya in them. And I want to read a statement that has also been delivered by one Miguna in regards to the said statement that was made by Kimani Ichugwah today in Bungoma at Honorable Moses Wetangula's mother's burial. And listen to this so that you will understand how they are trying to divert the attention from the main issue of abduction to pointing fingers and trying to taint Rigathi Gachagua as the man that is plotting a coup against William Ruto's government. Listen to Miguna. He says tyrant Williams Ruto must stop playing silly games with Kenyans. Mr. Rigathi is a private citizen with no military personnel, police officers, NIS, or militia. No civilian has the power or capacity to abduct, detain, and disappear hundreds of Kenyans for days, weeks, and months. Only Ruto controls all armed, uniformed, and civilian forces of violence and cohesion. Only the state which Ruto has illegally captured controls detention, dungeons in Kenya. Only the state which Ruto illegitimately controls has the capacity to monitor all electronic and non-electronic communications in Kenya at all times. Only Ruto has the capacity to order the disbursement of state and non-state abductors. Only Ruto has the power to order for the release of political detainees, abductees, or the production of those who have been disappeared. If he claims to be ignorant, unable, or unwilling to have all political detainees and abductees released or produced, it's because he prefers to hold or disappear them, with the hope that he would scare Kenyans from resisting his barbaric and tyrannical tendencies, lest Ruto's barbaric behavior steal our collective resolve to the struggle for the total liberation of Kenya. Hashtag Ruto must go. Hashtag release all political detainees. Now that is a statement that also speaks volume. You know, when you look at the whole issue and how it has been brought up, you will realize that Rigathi Gachagua has no authority to do that. He has no manpower to do that. But the government has turned this issue. It has played a card that is trying to overturn the whole issue and make it a political issue, yet this is a matter that requires utmost care when being dealt with. Because if young men and women of the Republic of Kenya starts disappearing without being traced, then what will be of the future of this republic? If the government cannot take simple criticism from social media, then what is it there for? If the government cannot bear an opposition of young men that have taken the position of being the opposition of this government so that they can call it to action, then how are we going to proceed from there? I want to hear your comments in regards to this. I want to hear what you think is being pointed out here, or what you think is the stand of the former president of the Republic of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta, when it comes to this matter that has left a lot of Kenyans worried on the future of the Republic of Kenya. Please leave a comment on the comment section. See you in our next video. Remember, this is the Kenyan Daily Report TV.